No drunk drivers. Late night edition. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hopefully, you enjoyed your turkey and carbs and sugars and all of those things that going to you're going to gain a lot of weight. I'll just put it that way. Yeah. You still got to watch what you eat. But anyways, late night blog. I just felt like talking. I'll be up late night, man, like DJ Screw tapes. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? Know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. I got some notes. Like to hit, go. The Kendrick Lamar versus Drake battle continues. This is a battle between Kendrick, the lyricist, Drake, pop music, Kendrick, knowledge, Drake, trendy, Kendrick, conscience, substance, Drake, sounds good, Kendrick, black, Drake, everybody. And these are some of the, I guess you could say, highlights that describe their, I don't want to say personalities or traits. It's just, I'm trying to, things that these type of people they tend to separate and what makes one intrigued or gravitate towards the individual. So if you're someone who likes lyricism, knowledge, substance, and just I don't want to say pro black, but really just sticking more into the essence of hip hop, it's Kendrick. With Drake, if you like pop music, trendy, sounds good, all races, and then the women, it's going to be Drake. It's a great divide. Hip hop has now become the great divide. This is what happens when you let everybody in. We do not have anything to call our own, right? And blacks in general have been too accepting. See, the thing is, man, let me touch on that right quick. We don't have anything to call our own. We created hip hop, as in black people, they created that. Yet we do not own it. We do not own it. Most other cultures, things that they own, they typically are the ones who primarily benefit from it, but not hip hop. Hip hop is now total mainstream. And it's cool to be mainstream. I'm not saying it's bad, but we do not get any type of revenue from that. We started it, no revenue, kind of like jazz. So, for example, it's almost like a black guy running country music or Tejano music or Indian music or K-pop. Let's say you have white country artists, but there's a black man who's distributing it, controlling it, and getting most of the profits. It's just unheard of. Same thing, K-pop, Tejano, Indian music, anything else with other cultures, they are the ones who typically benefit from it. Uh, we don't have, it's not like we're in other neighborhoods opening up food shops and how the Asians do. They have their food shops and they go into the black neighborhoods, corner stores, things like that. We don't have that. Even like with wigs and the hair stores. Everybody else comes into our stuff and then they we let so many in and so accepting and we had no rules or parameters. I get it. It was during the inception. um didn't From what I understand, the business wasn't wrapped too tight and you had some people crossing over, selling out, all that good stuff, and we dropped the ball. This hip hop should have been one of our major um revenue streams to where we wouldn't have to enter the hamster wheel of the 9 to 5. Not saying everybody is going to be a hip hop artist or whatever, but we should have produced way more wealth, which we could have invested back into our community to improve schools, housing, and stuff that plagues us to this day. This is what I mean by that. And so there is power in ownership. Is basically what I'm getting at. I don't want to go too much into that because that's not my primary focus for this video. Um, but with this Kendrick Lamar Drake battle, I would say Drake, he with this lawsuit, he kind of broke the cardinal rule, the unspoken rule, which is don't tell. See, the thing is, it was all good when when he was throwing slugs and going back and forth and saying whatever he wanted to say, right? It was an active battle. But it seems like Kendrick got the best of him, and now it's like the kitchen got too hot. Like they say, it's too hot. Get out the kitchen. It got too hot, and it got too hot, and now he wants to run and go tell, kind of like what the Karens do, and that's the part where I go, I can't rock with that, man. I cannot rock with that when you engaging in battle and somebody gets the best of you, and now you want to go tell the authorities, or you start doing things that's unethical, like going below the belt, such as lawsuits. Like, come on, man. I get it though. It's those claims are it's something you don't play around with, and you get that label, and it's very hard to shake. Even if you are innocent, that is a very hard label to shake of being someone, especially a man, messing around with little kids allegedly. So that's I get it. I get it. And that's a jacket that a lot of times people have to wear for their entire life. Um so I understand that part to where it's like, hey, come on, man. Let's you're going too far with it. But nonetheless, you went to go tell. Um and it's crazy because Kendrick kind of seems like he beat Drake at his own game, which is popularity, notoriety, and trendy. Like all of that. Like this is Drake. That's Drake's category. That's all of Drake's strengths. And Kendrick beat him at that. And so that's very difficult to overcome. Very difficult to overcome. But last but not least, man, I'm intrigued and like what the title says, what it's going to reveal. It seems like with the lawsuit, I don't know all of the details or the particulars. They have other sites that will reveal all of that. But with this lawsuit, this is what's going to happen. The runnings and how the music industry is ran in general, all of that is going to be revealed. He's stating that something along the lines of the record company and the machine has been inflating numbers and uh, making the music more available than his. See, when I start hearing stuff like that, I go, oh, see, we've always heard about these things, and the people who would try to bring light to these types of subject matters, they didn't reach the heights of what Drake is. So it was easily dismissed by the public to say, "Oh, you're bitter because you didn't make it." And when people have that label, it's very hard to hear that person thoroughly, even though they're speaking facts for the most part. I believe they are most of those individuals. But when you come across as being bitter, oh man, you just didn't make it. That's why. Just make better music. See, that's the easy retort, and it dismisses their argument and their claim. I believe a lot of people know what they're talking about when they say that. Um, but now you have this person that's at the top of the charts and pop music, trendy, and been running the show for the longest. And it seems like he's making these same claims as well. And with lawsuits, man, they're gonna dig. It's gonna be a lot of digging. It gets dirty. This stuff is just now beginning. It gets very dirty with lawsuits. And they're gonna bring people in that are not the main focus, but more of the behind the scenes individuals and how they run the music industry, how the machine, we always hear about the machine. We're about to find out or be privy to actually read and witness how the machine is actually ran. And I believe that with this knowledge that we will gain in the future, we will be able to tell how they've been running things for the longest, how they designate who's going to be in and who's not in. It's not even based off talent. You would think that music would be based off of, hey, I have the best lyric, especially like rap music. You have the best lyricism, best lyrics and or whatever it is, like something that proves that you are a talented individual. One would think that would be enough to for you to ascend to the top, but that's not it. We're about to find out. You have to be networking with the certain individuals. What compromises that certain people make or have made to remain or even get to the top. All of those things are about to be revealed. And it's going to be very, very, very interesting with that. That's the part I'm more intrigued about. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. That's not my call. I don't have enough knowledge. But I'm almost positive there's going to be information that it's going to confirm what or verify what we suspected all along, that these artists, especially the ones that are more visible than others, they were designated there. It had nothing to do with talent. I listen to the music now, and it's the youngsters. They have some guys and women who are, yeah, you can tell they are talented. But I'm like, come on. Some people, I'm like, how in the hell is this getting pushed by a record company? There's no way, no talent, no nothing. Yeah, we're about to find all that stuff out. So some of the claims of music being a tool to keep people in lower vibrations. Back in my day, I know, here you go. I'm showing my age, or I'm acting like one of the grumpy old heads. But no, in all seriousness, in the early '90s, I'm not saying they didn't have negative type music. I would say that there were a lot more music with substance. There was a lot more music with substance, and it was mainstream too. We had Michael Jackson making his songs, "Heal the World" and things like that. Um, what's that? Not in the Same Gang, I believe. All in the Same Gang. I forgot what, man. Do 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 do. I forgot the name of that the actual song, but that was like on the radio. It was trendy. It was mainstream. You also had a lot more conscious music, but now it's very few individuals who are in that lane, and so the masses, when people like myself would speak out against that, they would say, "Oh man, nobody wants to hear that. It's not popular. It doesn't sell." Well, how can it sell if it's not even visible? People don't. We don't even know who they are now. We have the elders who are still making it, but outside of that, you probably have J. Cole. That's the main one that people tend to gravitate to. He was able to break through. Outside of him, we don't have too many younger guys who are filling that lane. I know that they're there, but just like we suspect, and what's probably going to come out in his lawsuit is that, hey, the companies and the powers that be, they're not going to back it. They're not going to support it, and so it becomes like a war of attrition to where it overwhelming, and people get discouraged, and the money becomes the driving force. And once the money becomes your driving force of making music, instead of wanting to enlighten and give credence to things that you may have experienced, to validate your culture and things like that. Once money surpassed that, that's it, man. You're gonna get the same old trendy stuff. The women gonna talk about how big their body parts are and sex, and then the guys going to talk about violence and how much money he has and how many women who he sleeps with. That's pretty much it. It's the same cycle. Same cycle. So that's it, man. I just wanted to drop some content. Um, yeah, I just wanted to drop content late night. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's it. I'll be back on tomorrow because it's my son's birthday. Well, might as well say today. Happy birthday, Braylon. Happy birthday, Braylon. Yeah, because it is late night. I believe it's like 3, 4 in the morning. Yeah. That's how your boy give it up. But yeah, I'm stuttering. Hopefully I made sense. And I don't want to ramble on too long. Till next time. Peace.